if you in a church or a mosque.
I think a lot of people are going to have trouble with that phrase about not caring if you're in a mosque. Good morning, and welcome again to another special issue of the Clarion Call Reactions and Opinions. Well, Tom gave us a little surprise yesterday. On Monday, he released one of the new songs off his albums without any promotion or warning. He just dropped it. The song is called Equality. As you can see in the picture, there's a bright yellow reminder for everybody to go out and buy his two new albums. I don't need that reminder because I've already ordered those albums, and I hope all of you have too. There's always so many hidden gems on Tom's albums that never actually make it to YouTube. So if you haven't been getting his albums, you've missed a lot of great music. I made a lyric video of this song, and in doing that, I put a little black bar over the promotion, the yellow promotion, so it didn't conflict with the captions. I don't feel guilty about that because I've already ordered the albums, and unless you've been living under a rock, if you're any kind of a Tom MacDonald fan, you're already well aware that these albums are available, and you have a couple more days to order them.
I don't care if you black, care if you white, care if you left, care if you right, care if you straight, care if you gay, long as you waving American flags. Don't care about your gender, don't care about your race, don't care about your politics, we're all the same. I don't discriminate or make apologies. Screw everybody, that's equality. I've been in the ghetto in the burbs, black, white, rich, poor, flip 'em all a bird. Give a damn, anyone can get to work. Gay, straight, left, right, give them all a turn. I don't see color like you, long as we waving that red, white, and blue. Keep all that weird away from the kids. If you're good, then we're good. If you're cool, then we're cool. I'm a white boy who don't got an issue with adversity. I don't got a problem with diversity. I don't care if you street smart or went to university. Everyone the homie till they turn on me. Nerdy, Caucasian, a turban, a Asian, a black man, a trans, a woman, a they, them. I'll never hate you for physical traits, but I'll judge you for all of the ways you behave. I don't care if you black, care if you white, care if you left, care if you right, care if you straight, care if you gay, long as you waving American flags. Don't care about your gender, don't care about your race, don't care about your politics, we're all the same. I don't discriminate or make apologies. Screw everybody, that's equality. I've been pissing everybody.
Screw everybody. I guess Tom really has become an American. That's a pretty much an American ethos right there. Piss on if they can't take a joke, as we say. And he's been pissing everybody off, as he says. The song seems like a little bit of an antidote to the most recent song about all his haters, which I commented at the time was a little bit on the rough side, calling people fat, gay, purple-haired, making fun of all the people that are on the other side of the aisle. But here he seems almost like he's handing out an olive branch across the aisle. He doesn't care if you're gay or trans or they, them, or whatever you are, if you wear a turban, whatever you are, as long as you believe in America. That's what it's always been about in this country. It's a country of immigrants. I mean, the Indians themselves, the Native Americans, were immigrants at one time when they first came here. And certainly the people that came to this country from Europe, starting, around 1600 for the last 400 years, they've been coming from all over the world. Immigrants are not a problem. What a problem is people that come in illegally and do not share our culture and have no interest in assimilating or supporting our country, but are more interested in trying to tear it down. That's where we draw the limit. I think this is kind of a return to where Tom has probably always been, more of a centrist. Certainly, he was very much supporting Donald Trump. I don't think he's such a fan of the Republican Party. In fact, a lot of people, even me, who was a former Republican state committee person, doesn't have much use for the modern Republican Party. They're too timid. You can say what you want about the Democrats, but at least they believe in something. And maybe it's not a good thing that they believe in, but they're willing to fight for it. Where the Republicans seem to always back off at the last minute and avoid conflict and try to settle and compromise. I'm not about that at this point. I think the stakes are too high for compromise on some of these key issues.
It's equality. I've been pissing everybody off. Republicans and liberals, yeah, everybody's soft. I don't care what side you, but conservative and Democrat, motherfucker. small. I don't divide up his size. Long as you waving the stars and the stripes. Long as you promise that you'll ride or die. Could be black, could be white. If you down, you alright. I'm a white boy, I don't got a problem with an immigrant. Met a few, I like them more than citizens. Long as they ain't criminals or ignorant, I give them all the benefit. Let them in and kick it if they innocent. Nerdy, Caucasian, a turban, a Asian, a black man, a trans, a woman, a they, them. I'll never hate you for physical traits, but I'll judge you for all of the ways you behave. I don't care if you black, care if you white, care if you left, care if you right, care if you straight, care if you gay. Long as you waving American flags. Don't care about your gender, don't care about your race, don't care about your politics, we're all the same. I don't discriminate or make apologies. Screw everybody, that's equality. I don't care if you dead broke or you...
Now we get to that point that I always call the most important part of any Tom song, which is the bridge.
I don't care if you dead broke or you rich. I don't care about the pigment in your skin. I don't care if you in a church or a mosque. It's all good, it's all love till it's not. I don't care if you black, care if you white, care if you left, care if you right, care if you straight, care if you gay. Long as you wave an American flag.
I think a lot of people are going to have trouble with that phrase about not caring if you're in a mosque. The problem with that is that, unfortunately, the Quran teaches, and at least most Muslims believe, that it's their duty, actually, to fight the infidels and the non-believers. And so that's not really compatible with the American system. I know we've been fed this line about the peaceful Muslim, but he's very rarely seen in captivity. This mythical creature. And when you do public opinion polls in Muslim countries, for instance, obviously, like Palestine would be the greatest example, but it's true in almost all of them. And you ask, you support the violent acts of terrorists, and overwhelmingly they do. They may not be terrorists themselves, but they give moral support to terrorism and to what they call jihad, which is fighting the infidels. So I think that line there is maybe a bridge too far for me. I'm not saying I'm prejudiced against those people, but I think if they're not going to be supporting our country, they have no place here. And a lot of them did come in recently under very lax border policies. I think a lot of them need to go back from wherever they came. And the same is true of Europe. Those countries are being destroyed by people who are only interested in taking over the country and turning it into their own Sharia state with Sharia law. And that's not compatible with all the grand European traditions of freedom and representative government. In many cases, they believe it's okay to rape women who are not Muslim. How does that work? Why are we not defending our women against that? Especially in places like England, where it's so prevalent, but it's also most of the European countries are having this problem. You don't hear so much about it in this country, but if the numbers keep increasing, it's destined to happen. They believe this way for 1,200 years, whatever it is. They're not likely to change soon. I just wrote a Substack, actually, about yesterday's 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps, and we talked about the shores of Tripoli from the famous Marine Corps hymn. What was that all about? The Barbary pirates, the Muslim pirates in North Africa, Libya, and those countries, were capturing American ships and then holding all the sailors and the Marines for ransom. And then on top of that, they wanted to be paid a tribute to stop doing that. Well, Thomas Jefferson said, no, we're not going to pay any tributes, because he knew, having negotiated with the Muslims before, that they felt that it was perfectly okay to do that because the countries that they were attacking, like the United States, had not accepted the Prophet Muhammad, and therefore they had no rights and they could be enslaved and held for ransom. And I don't think anything much changed in that philosophy in over 200 years. Here's where I'm going to agree to disagree with Tom. There may be a few cases. I'm not going to blanket condemn 100%, but public opinion polls would show you that a very large portion of people of that faith do not disown terrorism, do not disown jihad and struggle to take over other countries. And that's just not acceptable in our world.
Don't care about your gender, don't care about your race, don't care about your politics, we're all the same. I don't discriminate or make apologies. Screw everybody, that's equality.
And there you have it. One final reminder, don't forget to order your album packs, your merchandise, your signed copies, all that good stuff. So I just want to do a quick reaction to this thing. In general, I'm about 90% in agreement with what Tom is trying to do. He didn't mention it, but I have a personal issue with my friends on the right who enjoy making fun of vegetarians, especially vegans, for their diet. And I think that's just another form of discrimination, which is unnecessary and also counterproductive. Is it true that a lot of left-leaning people might be vegans? Yeah, probably. Are all vegans left-wing? No, absolutely not. I'm a vegetarian. I've been so for 55 years. I'm about as hardcore right-wing as you can get. My point here is that it's not productive to be alienating people for any reason, practically, especially, for diet, because somebody chooses to eat something different than you. I don't think it makes any sense. I'm in general agreement with Tom's philosophy with, one minor caveat. We're looking forward to the rest of the album, and I'll be watching my mailbox. I hope it comes soon.